There we go.
Greetings, global family. I am Marshala Caradine. I'm repping P2P, which is Projects to Pinnacle. Today's show is about the Eve gene. Now, I introduce to you Natavia Sanders, the founder of the Bridge Vision.
Hello, thank you for introducing me. But on this show, my name will be just Tavi. No government names.
I'm Marty.
but I am the founder of the Bridge Vision, and the Bridge Vision focuses on the ecosystem of inner cities and being able to identify those disparities within those ecosystems of the inner cities and be able to find the best solutions to eradicate them. Um, so now let's get on our topic. Guess what? We have one viewer. I have no clue, but all right. We have one person chiming in. They left real quick. But anyway, we want you to be able to comment, say whatever, even if the show has ended, please comment and let's build this platform. Um, so, anyway, our topic tonight is the Eve gene. All right. And so, with that being said, want to first kind of give some scientific fact on that, and I'm going to show a short video, and then we can come back and further discuss it. All right. So hopefully you enjoy. Give me just one moment to get the video up, and we'll watch that, and we'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Hold on. Let me try that again. All right. And
Humans inherit mitochondrial DNA only from the mother. So, in order to pass on empty DNA from generation to generation, the mother must have an unbroken link of female descendants. Unlike nuclear DNA, which undergoes recombination, much of empty DNA is passed from mother to daughter, relatively unchanged. If we take a sample of empty DNA from a population and try to reconstruct their matrilineal ancestry using the very slow mutation rate of empty DNA, we might arrive at a single female common ancestor, a mother whom we can all relate to from our mother's side. This is exactly what Can, Stoneking, and Wilson did in 1987, and found out that, in fact, all humans alive today do have a common female ancestor who probably lived about 200,000 years ago in Africa. They named her Mitochondrial Eve. Analogous to this, tracing Y chromosomal DNA, which is only inherited from father to son, points to our common father, Y chromosomal Adam. However, there is no reason to believe that mitochondrial Eve and Y chromosomal Adam lived at the same time. Likewise, they were not the only humans living at the time, but their contemporaries failed to produce a direct matrilineal or patrilineal descent. Also, mitochondrial Eve and Y chromosomal Adam were only the most recent common ancestors. Going back in time, we can even find common ancestors of species all the way back to the first single-celled organisms. What's more, our actual common ancestor following both mother's and father's side probably lived as early as 5,000 to 10,000 years ago. All this shows that we are so closely related, more so than we could ever imagine.
okay, so we're back, and again, we're talking about the Eve gene, and as it relates to Black women and all of humanity. So, Marty, do you know the origin of the Eve gene, where it traces back to?
I've always thought it was in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Hearing that Eve was the first woman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Okay. So it's East Africa, and
right.
the Y gene actually traces back to West Africa
Okay.
descent. So, with that being said, you want to do this show and you want to be unscripted. So, um, we want to talk about it as it relates to Black women. Um, and we realize that all humanity can trace back that's living right now. Don't mean that it's, the only gene of humanity, but this is the one that has this Eve gene that has been going for 200,000 years. So, all right. So, what do I mean? And so you mentioned a Bible because I wasn't going to put the Bible spin on the Eve gene, even though Eve, the most famous Eve, is known from the Bible, right?
Right. Mhm.
And so I'm sure that that's the association, and so now you got me thinking about Eve as it relates to the Bible because I always kind of wonder. I'm like, how do a one man and one woman be all of humanity? Um,
And
and
never
then
made.
I think on that, but I also think about Noah and I think about him and his descendants supposedly being the only one, to survive after the flood. So I'm just thinking like, is it because of it? And then the Eve gene makes sense to me more of just understanding how it could go down as long as you have a female offspring, how it can continue on and so forth. And if you don't have one, how it cuts off. So,
Right.
um, so
Well, with that, it is so much knowledge, even about ourselves, that we just do not know. You know what I'm saying? And to even begin to know how or where to look for vital information, um, you know, we Black women, we something else, you know. And I guess it was imperative that we not know just who we are and what we have contributed to the world, basically, because I can't say America any longer, just the world as Black women. So
mhm. Okay. All right. So I wasn't gonna do this as quick, but I think I want to change it a little bit and start talking about some of these trending women. And one of the trending women that we have in the news is we know her as Mrs. Hustable. Um, you know,
yes,
all right. And so I'm gonna play a short clip for her. I mean for everyone. And then we can start a discussion on her as a trending Black woman in the media right now and all of this beyond that. So hold on, let me get
okay,
that clip. All right. So all right, one moment.
Actress Felicia Rashad making a slight career change now. She's going to head back to college, but not just as a student. This time as the dean of the recently reestablished College of Fine Arts at Howard University. Now, the actress and alumna of the school will begin her first role on July 1st. She graduated magna cum laude with a bachelor's in fine arts from Howard University back in 1970. In a statement, the 72-year-old said in part, "It is a privilege to serve in this capacity."
All right. So she said that is a privilege to serve in that capacity.
I'm stuck at 72.
You know what? Honestly, I'm not. That's like literally most of the mentors I have are 72, 75, and they're still active doing the same kind of stuff. And so it's actually very normal, but it shouldn't be. And but I'm happy. I'm excited, but it just seems like it's so many barriers that have to be broken to get to this point. And now she's 72, which she probably should have been doing this at 52, but so better now than never. And
Right.
and so I'm just I haven't been following the story. So if you got some things to add to talk about, um I would like to know more about what she's been doing. I didn't even really know her affiliation with Howard, so that's just how little information I have on her.
Okay, so it's funny that you chose her because both of our vision is wrapped up into her. Someone attempted to drag her on Twitter, who is white, and said that, basically she was an enabler of what they said Bill Cosby did. And when the white person came after her, Black Twitter made a dent. Okay. So they just came to her aid and really elevated her and refused to allow Felicia Rashad to be the fall person for a grown person's actions, if he did it or not. Okay. Because we weren't there. So it was just the power of Black Twitter speaking. And basically, when you say influencer, Black people are influencers. So with Projects to Pinnacle, my vision was to basically be a parent educator, but not tell them what they should be doing or shouldn't be doing. I wanted to tell parents what they do already and put that corporate, I guess, spin on what just comes natural. All these skills they tell us we have to be acceptable and all that. No, we just come here with skills. And then you have the bridge vision, and I'm thinking about everything she's gone through and this young generation that's going to sit under her tutelage. And she's going to be able to speak over them. And I mean, it's just beautiful how it all unfolded to me. So, yeah, I would love to be in her class. But yeah, I think once they get out of her class, whatever they're going to get, they're going to be some changed young people for Black liberation. I promise. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure she's gonna be doing some fine twerk into the programming and the curriculum spin of the fine arts department, considering that she's a theatric major, and again
Right.
she's 72 and a Black woman, and you gotta separate the two, because think about what was going on. So that would have put her at Howard at 50 years ago, just say,
Right.
maybe more. And what was it like 50 years ago? So she's one of the trailblazers for real. And
Right.
so now you done took a trailblazer, and so this racist America that we know, I'm sure she knows it well too, from the inside out.
Right.
And it's probably things that she knows that she haven't been able to do, and now that she's in that position, the things and needs, hopefully she'll be able to promote it to where it's a betterment for all the cultures that is associated with Howard, and so I'm just excited. Fine arts is such a broad department. You think
Right.
about fine arts, and so that gives her some creativity room, is what I'm seeing. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
and
she's a very diverse woman, though. So even her acting career, I mean, it's just different genres she's excelled in. America never gave her just due, ever. She's never been on stage to get a coveted award. I guess she was nominated. I don't recall her being nominated, but she never got one. And we know just her time as Mrs. Clark Huxtable. She should have got a couple. She was excellent, but that's how they do us. But it ain't stopping nothing.
Right.
So this is
Right.
proof it ain't stopping nothing.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been seeing a lot of headlines with a lot of first just black faces, black people that have made it into these positions of power, or authority, however you want to say what the power
Mhm.
is, but they're definitely in these head positions that never had anyone of African descent in it, period. And these are, I guess, great achievements, and this is one of them. Her position is one of them. That here it is, Howard University has never had a black woman in that seat, and again, a power black and being a woman just makes it
Mhm.
even more powerful,
Right. Right.
and I love to appreciate sisters. Like, I know a lot of great sisters, a lot of great sisters, and I'm just looking at the power that all of the sisters are pushing through communities, and just thinking about the collective power. I'm changing the subject now, and
Uh-huh.
um, and just thinking about us as women trusting each other again. Being able to come together as a village, if it's just nothing but the women, because we've always had some kind of hierarchy system as it relates to the male and the female, whether or not it's been an all black, or now we're, mixed, and it's a male and female, male dominant world. It's just always been a male dominant world. But us
Of
females
which
at
I
some
don't, excuse me, of which I don't get.
time.
I don't. How did I birth you for you to grow up and tell me, motherfucker, I'm weak or I'm inferior or I'm this, I'm that? I birthed your ass. That doesn't even make logical sense.
Well, some
No,
cultures,
fuck
listen,
the
this isn't
cultures.
me.
Fuck, we read now. We read.
Some cultures do believe that the male
Stupid ass.
dominance
They stupid.
and that the male child is, I mean, it is what it is. So, I,
Stupidity at its finest.
but overall, we lived in a male dominant world, and the black women have always had to figure out how to work together, how to carry the weight of everything and get it done from behind the scene. And we have collaborations like that now, but it's almost like it's no unity anymore. Like, it's a breakdown of trust, that we don't trust each other no more. And I don't know if it's because of the integration that's really been assimilation, and or the strive to prove ourselves in corporate
White spaces.
America,
Mm-hmm.
corporate
I'm
corporate
sorry.
America, cor- corporate America that happens to be an overwhelmingly majority of white, if you want to say it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I just want to see women trust each other again. So what I want to do with this initiative, and I don't know if you can see what's on screen, but it says, "Do we trust each other? What can 500 Black women do together?" And so as I'm working on this initiative that we are kind of launching tonight, um, that this show is influencing, and that you're going to have to do a lot of work on. Me, you're going to be doing a lot of work, Marshada, calling up women and picking these 500 women. You
Shit.
know. But overall, in just speaking to my little sister, she saw and heard it, and she was like, "I want to be the first one. Can I buy a T-shirt? Like, I want to be part of that." And that just blessed my soul. So um, we are we only need, let's see, 497 more women, because we already have three, Marty. Me, you, and my little sister. All right. And so I'm hoping that I have in me um, to be able to call at least 50 sisters to say, hey, we want to learn to trust each other again, and we want to stop dividing each other. And the only qualifications to this collaboration is that you are, for one, Black and African American descendant of slaves, and two, a female. All right, because we're pulling together Black women, and be able to ask them to join in. And you when you brought that candy to me yesterday, and I was supposed to have that candy here to show, and you had me think about when you're asking somebody to collaborate, that you can't just automatically think that they want a partner. They might want to just invest in some things, because some people have enough partnerships and enough obligations that they just don't want to do a whole lot, but they will help in some kind of way. And those are more people that are likely to be investors. And then there are partner people that want to be involved, want to stay involved, want to roll up their sleeve, and willing to take whatever risk it takes to push things to make an economic impact or circulation of some kind. So either way, it's still an economic circulation, whether you're an investor or a partner. Um, some people go after the profits, where you get a bigger return on investment. Some people just go off of interest secured things and transactions that you just get some interest off of it. So I know that was a long spiel, but I just wanted to clear that up, that I'll be calling um, women that I know personally and ask them to join in on this 500 women initiative, and be able to say whether or not they want to come in as an investor or a partner in some kind of cooperative, whatever we decide as those 500 women, or what we would like to do. And so just think 500 women, whether they're coming in as investors or partners, being able to take that $5,000 and be able to put it into some kind of initiative that will return on its investments. And people can either choose to continue on, but everybody should not have any risk on whatever investment that's decided. So that's what I'm dreaming up. It's not completely formulated, but are looking for some women to join in on that. Um, we just want to continue to talk about women, not only nationally, because we see a lot of women that are hard to live up to. I know I'll never be a Felicia Rashad. I'll never be a Mrs. Huxtable. I'll never be Claire Huxtable. We all know her as Claire. But I know that I'm just as important. I know that I'm just as special, regardless to what achievements are measured. And so I'm really hoping that these 500 women are collaborated in a way to where we see each other as just 500 Black women, and that we have a interest in strengthening the Black community as a whole, and that we feel that we are the solution to that in whatever way we choose to work. So it's not no laid out plan. It's just more of an avenue to create a networking opportunity for all of us to be able to come together around things that we all so passionately care about, but sometimes lack the ability to come together about it. And so
I
that's where
agree.
I'm at. So I've already got two other people, Marty, myself, and Marty. I know you down. So, and my little sister said, I want to be the first person to purchase a shirt, because I've already gotten a logo that, and I think it's a pretty fly logo. I designed it. Um,
Yes.
and and my little sister is already saying that she wants to be the first one to purchase a shirt. So now she's put me on the spot to actually get these shirts created where we can sell them.
Please hurry up and thank you.
Okay, I guess Marty liked the logo too. So
I
maybe
love.
she'll.
I ain't
All
selling
right.
none. I'm buying one.
So Marty, that's how I became how the investor. Marty doesn't want to be a partner. She wants to be an investor. So we bought two things of candy, some airheads and some now laters. So she's not partnering, she's investing. So she's going to get a certain percentage back off of her investment, and the partner is going to get the rest of the the
Girl,
rest
you
of the
already
profit. Because if you do all the work, then you get the rest of the profit. So the profit on our $24 investment is looking to be about maybe uh $35. And so her being I'm gonna show you how it works. Her being
shut
an
up.
investor of $12, her $12 will yield her back a return investment of $15 because she it's going to be some interest paid on her, which is still a good thing. And she's making money, just basically putting her money in and coming back out with her money. She's just making sure it's secure. She's an investor. She just want to make money. She don't care about the risk of making more money. All that, she wants to guarantee she's going to make some money and get her money back. Then we'll give her money back with interest. Then she decides she want to put in again. She might want to put more in the next time as an investor. Um, but that's just a side thing that I'm doing with Morty. Now, our cooperative, 500 women cooperative, is going to be something different. And like I said, I'm still formulating the thought, but I'm also calling up people asking for their commitment to be able to come together as these 500 women. And I want to start with picking 50 first to be the foundation of it. We're going to be able to come and do some part of the Morning and Tavi show where we'll be bringing these 500 women, the first 50, on
Right,
to do exclusive interviews with them. All right. And be able to not only us know them, but let the world know that they're coming around this cause because we need to learn how to trust each other. We need to not divide each other based off of class or
right,
religion affiliation or Greek affiliation, all of it. We need to stop all that division of how we come together is the issue. And so I'm hoping that I think that I can bring together a diverse 50, and I think Marshada could bring together a diverse 50. So just like we're challenging to get that first 100 subscribers, I think we have about 28 now. We're also challenging to get 100 women where we can be able to do exclusive interviews with them, highlight their greatness already that's in the community and what that does. And not only are you bringing $10 with you to this collaboration, but you're bringing you with you, which is worth way more. And so that's my spiel on that. I've been talking for about 10 minutes. Um, Morty, you can chime in. You're real quiet tonight.
yeah. I'm listening to you.
I'm done for real. So I mean, I'm just dreaming up this thing, and most people that are going to tune into this channel is going to probably just be people that I know. So I feel comfortable just talking like this, but most people know that I'm a visionary and that I try to do what those visions are and mean it. And I'm at a more settled place in my life right now to where I understand that all of the things that I've been doing and all the people that I've been meeting need to come back together at some point. And I wasn't sure about how to bring the males and the women together because I was like, oh, because males again, we have a dominant world in this. And I said, no, this is a woman's error. And
Right.
like Marty always, and she just always, and I'm like, and then confirmation just started happening. Man, Marty was just talking back and forth, texting back and forth, and she's like, there it is, and it's like we got to keep this going. And then I'm like, well, I got a vision to bring 500 women together. It sounds overwhelming, but then when I started thinking about it, I'm like, it doesn't have to be the whole 500. If it does, I'm great. If it's not, it is what it is. But I want to make an effort, and I'm saying to you guys tonight that I want to make an effort to at least bring 50 people, call them up personally, ask them, invite them into the collaborative, and then we start meeting regularly and talking about how to uplift. And again, this is around the East St. Louis community. Um,
Right.
we know the issues. We don't have to study the community. What we have to do is start sitting down talking about the solutions and how we're going to fund those solutions because most solutions have to be funded in some way, some kind of way, because the biggest issues is disparities, and most disparities can be fixed with some kind of economic fix, and you just have to figure out what that economic fix is. And
Well,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm listening. No,
Well,
I'm done.
I was gonna say, the girl's book, the ABCs of
Mm-hmm.
Black women, whatever. And out of all those women I've basically written about,
Mm-hmm.
when I address those from the community, I get
Mm-hmm.
all kind of reasons why they choose not to come back and invest in. And I have
Mm-hmm.
such strong passion for what you're saying, because not to say that I'm not influencing my daughters, but they know some great Black women, but they're not in their space. They're not in their community. They are marveling at them from a distance. Like Sister Granger, my daughters love her, but she's not around the corner. You know what I'm saying? So you marveling at somebody that don't even see you work living around. You,
You know about the new subdivision they're talking about building over in Lansdowne, right?
yeah,
And I think that's sort of their vision has been for a while, where they were talking about this suburb in East St. Louis being created, and I think they're going to be moving into East St. Louis into that subdivision along with a lot of other well-known East St. Louisans. I
okay,
think.
but if you do that, kind of like the signing out homes, $800 rent. Come on, because we looked into it and couldn't get it. So to come here and do that to the residents that even probably want to better their living quarters, if you come in with that mentality, we still at a distance. You know what I'm saying? We used to
Mhm.
have community where
Mhm.
we not only looked after each other, we we didn't come with the white folks mentality, should I say. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I don't care how I hurt you. It's about my dollar. It's about this. We had the community, and that is what got us to this point. Well,
Mhm.
not really, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, the village system is what they always talk about, and
Yeah,
it's a challenge to say, oh, the village system, but they study funding the police. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
for the
right,
solution. So, what about funding the village? If you want the village to return, you have to fund the village. And when we had all those learned great people, like you said, with Mrs. Granger, living in our community, and we know the teachers, we know the policemen,
right.
we know all of the people of service to us because they walk amongst us. We see them in grocery stores and retail stores, stuff like that. That's the village system that we're missing with all those learned professionals and middle class, because there always been different, low income classes within a
Right,
community, especially when it was segregated. But how whatever we had to do back then to make things work, as far as how did you deal with low income people and their needs, is what we need to go back to, because that wasn't broke.
exactly.
And
Right,
it just seemed like integration gave people a chance to integrate into the communities, white communities, and be able to turn a blind eye to the lower income, not only the needs of the lower income, but the exposure that the lower income people need to know of possibilities and realities of achievements,
right,
because
right, exactly.
everybody. And so that's what the whole exposure thing, we have to push more exposure and knowledge. And I'm hoping also from the 500 Black women collaboration, we be able to expose more people. And who knows, they might buy homes and come back to East St. Louis. There's a call for that as well. There's a group on Facebook I post in a lot about things in East St. Louis, because East St. Louis is prime real estate. There is opportunity if somebody wants to come and move in. This is the time for you to move back and get ahead of big development and be able to participate in the municipal meetings that are going on, that's making these future decisions, because
Right,
that is where our power is, and we sit and allow our power to go unaccounted for, not be good accountability partners and all of that. So there's a lot that is getting ready to happen as it relates to East St. Louis, and I want to see this 500 Black women collaboration be be a blessing to future efforts of East St. Louis, and this is, and I'm going to let everybody know. So it's not about who's from East St. Louis in this collaboration. You don't have to be a native, but you got to be passionate. You got to be real, and that's why I'm saying I'm starting with 50 people that I think are real, to ask them for this engagement around this. And I don't know if they'll accept or if they too busy or not, but if they say yes, then it's going to be great, because that'll be a great start to something even greater. And I mean, 50 Black women is powerful,
Right.
For real. The average little groups have, shoot, they'll do good if they got 50 members, so
Uh-huh.
that's what I'm looking at. And then the fact that Marty is a part of this too. So just
Right.
think, Tavi produced 50 great women that, listen, it takes a lot for us to think you great, first of all, because I'm not a fan of everybody.
Okay.
And I've met a lot of people, and I'm not a fan of everybody, but when I become a fan of yours, that means something,
Right.
and because I can see, I got a keen insight of seeing people. But we just need to learn to trust each other again, and I think this is a easy way to do it. I'm willing to put my $10. I mean, I've already put $10 on the table with Marty. Well, we put 12 apiece. So that's our little side hustle. You know how they do the little, I don't know, the little side bets on the side. So me and Marty got a side bet. So I'm gonna show her. So I'm gonna do two things to her. So y'all witness this. This is our beginning. So we're gonna keep doing this, whether people watching us or not. Somebody will
Right.
still watching us. But I'm here to say that I'm gonna give her $15, and I'm gonna let her invest again. If she invests her 10 back and she keep her, I mean 12 back, and she keep her three, whatever it be, I'm gonna let her have that. But I'm gonna put her could have been profit to the side, right? And I'm gonna put it in a special account of showing her the difference between investing and partnering, and how you can take advantage of so much more profits and so much return on investment if you partner versus profit versus investing. But she said she just wants to be an investor, and that's that. She didn't want to partner because she don't want to do no work. That's fine
Oh,
too. So I'm gonna sell all the candy, and I'm gonna get all the profit, and I'm gonna give her investors percentage for investing, and give her option to continue to invest and continue to give her that little percentage. But I'm gonna continue to rack up that $35, and we're gonna see by the end of the year what that could have been, her portion could have been, had she just partnered and did a little work that really wasn't work, and sell some candy. So
it is work.
I'm just saying. So I'm gonna sell now. Ladies and airheads, they sell themselves. Just gotta get in the right spaces. So and it's for a good cause, because it's gonna be able to fuel us a little bit. It's work being able to think up subjects, talk about
Right.
things, advocate for things, doing a collaboration of even 50 women, and being able to organize that. That's a lot of personalities, a lot of strong personalities coming together. 50 Black women, this is gonna be
Right.
fun. But and then another 50 coming from somebody else that has a completely different personality of picks. And then we're hoping that 50 to the 100 women that we produce between the two of us, that those women help produce the other 400. That's what I'm hoping, because we could then
Okay.
take those, we can then take those 100 women and challenge them to seek out four. They don't have to go get 50 like us, but if they got four or five, I got to do the math, then
Uh-huh.
they should we should be able to have that 500. And so we'll see, because they'll even have an opportunity. I'm thinking about having an opportunity where, just like how they sell stock and stuff like that, maybe you can sponsor uh 8 or 9 women, give it a cap, because you don't want people sponsoring 25 and then end up with a click or something when we do that.
Right. Right.
But maybe give them an option to sponsor five people where they can just pay for them and put them in and say, hey,
Mhm.
I think that they'll be great to the collaboration cooperative that we're producing to better the community of East St. Louis, through Black women power, because that's what we're doing. We're gonna pull our Black women power together, and show, because what I've seen over the last 3 or 4 years is not always about needing money, because
Uh-huh.
there's human capital too, and I'm always going to talk about human capital because it's just as powerful. And if you have a skill, because before they had money, physical money,
Right.
we were bordering, so we were just providing services to each other based off of our needs. And if you look at that, that means that's human capital. And so that
Uh-huh.
human capital was the money then. And I want to see when we bring those fit first 50, first 100, first 500, I don't know, women together, we got to also be thinking about not only are we bringing these Black women together, but what human capital do they have? You know, what are they also coming with? What else could be happening? So if we need event planners or advertisers or whatever it takes to do things for the East St. Louis community, to be able to help start eradicating some disparities,
Uh-huh.
just look into these Black women first and see what human capital they have. Where we're not always focusing about a dollar amount. Oh, we need to raise up $500,000 to do this program. Let's quit programming each other. Let's just
Uh-huh.
help each other. Let's just find out ways to love each other that will help the same way. Let's find out really how to truly help and heal. I'm tired of people helping people, but it's really not real help because they don't heal from it. It's just putting a band-aid on an open wound. You
Right.
know,
Exactly.
I want to see people heal. So I want to see through these 500 Black women, people being healed because of it. And I'm going to ask my sister if we can have her spot as a meeting spot. I think she'll be cool with it because we do need some kind of sponsoring church. When we do, I mean, everybody going back to normal, masks and being ripped off of faces and all of that. So we should be
No.
getting back to normal. So it should be okay for 50 women to meet, you know. And I mean, it might not be all 50 at one time because everybody have different schedules, but I think we could have a pretty healthy meetup of whoever. And again, I'm looking for you to call in people because you kind of started this last year in the library, but I just see, like I said, in my spirit is for us to just all deal with this woman power, and then the men power is going to attach automatically, but the woman power is going to be so powerful that the direction is going to have to go in the direction that us as women are moving it, and we have to be heard because now we're not doing it in little shilohs in our corners fighting to
Right.
be the glass ceiling. We are the glass ceiling, and we meaning it.
Yep.
We ain't trying to break through a glass ceiling. We already on top of that bug, you
You hear me?
know. And so that's what I want to see. And just hopefully whatever we identify. So, oh, I know what else I want to add. So, with that being said, I want to do around. So we're saying East St. Louis, but oftentimes we start on one thing and then be so many other issues. I want to see us first just kind of sit down and say what the issues are that we're most passionate about, and then be able to devise a plan according to different areas, different neighborhoods of the community, and do each one together until it's complete. But not only when we do it, I want us to be able to sustain it by then being able to get some of our women collaborative to be able to continue to man it. For instance, Dorothy Joshua, I was telling her this idea. Matter of fact, I just recruited her too. She's another one. So we got four actually. Um, she I told her that she said, I'm not cleaning up, I'm not participating in anything. I already cleaned my block. I looked at her and I said, good. So what's your block? 70, whatever your block is, wherever you live, that's your block. So we don't have to worry about that block because we know Dorothy Joshua is on that block and she's gonna make sure any bad conditions is either reported or cleaned up in some kind of way. So we don't have to worry about that blocking. So we study get people to fish it, because there are been people been doing this for decades, just keeping whatever around them clean, because
Right.
they gotta live there. And that's what I did in Savannah. Like, people trash, and I just kept picking it up, and then eventually they caught on. My neighbors caught on and said, you know what, we can't. She keep picking it up. She ain't complaining, but she picking it up. Because I didn't want to live like that. I didn't want to walk out my door and see trash everywhere. Like, we already got bad infrastructure, bad streets and stuff like that. I didn't want to see trash everywhere too. So it sometimes it just takes one to start a all around effort. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of seeing things get started, created, but no sustainability behind, because once the money run out, then the efforts run out, because people come
Right.
around if it's a big grant or something to get it
Uh-huh.
done. They'll come around and, oh, you'll have plenty of workers because they're getting paid for it to do it. But then when it's gone, it's gone. When the money gone, then
They gone.
the efforts of the need is gone, but it's still needed.
Right.
And so how do you? So I want to see some healing of the community go on by some people joining in and meaning it, because this didn't happen overnight, and it's not going to be eradicated overnight as it relates to East St. Louis. But there have been some people who have stayed in East St. Louis and have stood the course of East St. Louis through the good, through the bad, mainly through the bad, because since East St. Louis has taken a turn where they had the white flight, and it's been a predominantly African American community, it really
Uh-huh.
hasn't ever gotten a chance to thrive. And now this is the turn of when it can thrive. And I would like to see it not get gentrified, but it become a mixed community, like it could be a tourist destination and all of that great things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm affiliated with other organizations in East St. Louis as well, and so I know some other things that are being worked on and coming. But this is what I want to do with you, Marty. This is kind of my proposal to you. Uh, and you agreeing, and people seeing this, and as we move forward and we start calling these women, they know what we doing.
Okay.
All
I'm
right, so
down.
y'all heard her. Y'all heard her say she down. She down to find her 50 women. So me and her now she, like I said, she played me on the candy. So I'm a partner by myself. So it's my business, but she gave me an investment, is what she did to me. So this time I'm saying I get 50 women, she get 50 women. Y'all know she know 50 women because she always tagging all type of people on Facebook. So
Shut up. Right.
so I know this helps for no 50 women. So we would have a powerhouse if we can just recruit these 100 women and get them to commit to $10 and some human capital to help uplift East St. Louis community in any way we as a collective does it. I'm telling you, that will be powerful. You just don't know how powerful, um, because it'll be a grassroots effort, not coming from the top, not being heavily advertised, but people coming into the community and building real relationships with the community, relationships that they want to continue on and keep it going, to eradicate the disparity and to uplift and empower and expose and give knowledge to the people within the community as brothers and sisters. That's what's in my heart. And I know I've been talking my butt off, but I'm just feeling this moment. Um, we have a playlist now that is there's going to be different things. So once we start agreeing to the 100 women, because that's what we're starting off with. Because I just got Morty to agree that we have. Because I hate to
Right.
over talk and say something that a person didn't say. So she just committed. So now I can quit saying 50, and I can say we have committed to both of us identifying 50 women each, and y'all know who we know, and getting them to commit to this collaborative, to this cooperative, and then being able to use that collaborative to uplift the East St. Louis community in a way never seen before, from the inside out, and looking for our brothers to join in support of us, not get in front of us on this, but get behind us and hold us down, and give us the necessary resources and everything that we would need to really push it forward. That's what we're looking to do. And then we're hoping to take this 100 and they multiply the group into the 500 that needs to be. That's the plan. Um and I think it's very, very achievable, and it can happen very, very quick. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm going to start making my calls on Monday, with pulling in the 50 that I have in mind. And like I said, I just called out four actually. Now it's so my pull in. I won't count Morty. I'll count my little sister, and I count Dorothy Joshua because I just seen her the other day and kind of talked to her about this. So she was the first one. I talked to her and she said she down. So we
So
got
do you have like cash out?
I do have cash out, but what I want to do, I want to make sure everything is secure. So I think we're gonna like do PayPal, Venmo kind of thing where if they want to request their money back for whatever reason, it can just be an instant thing out, within a certain time frame. At least give that option.
Okay.
Um, I'm still not sure. I really need. I don't want to say exactly how the money would be handled because I'm old school. I'll take everybody $10 and put it in a lockbox in a and put it in a post office some box somewhere and leave it there until we decide what we want to do with it. I'm that person. So,
Okay.
but most people, reality. This is a virtual world. We need some electronic thing, but I want to make sure that there's a process. So let me give me time to think about the financial process in collecting these $10 and making sure we legal and all that in it.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Okay, and so we got about less than 10 minutes remaining. And we can do some closing remarks or anything like that. You got anything you want to talk about? Anything that's been trending in your world?
Uh, Getting white people out of our schools. That's my life.
Where would they go?
I have no damn idea, but get from in front of our kids.
No, I'm asking that question because that would basically send white teachers into unemployment, or would it? Is
I
is
wouldn't
the
care
need? But no, I'm asking you because I want to look up the statistics. I'm just challenging to think about it this other way. Do
about
we want to send them to the unemployment line, or do we want to send them to white schools with white children, or do we want to make sure that we're getting the white teachers that actually understand cultural relativity and
no,
the
no,
needs of our children?
no.
None of it.
I don't give a damn where they go after we give them the boot because you don't ask my permission about hiring them and failing our kids. And for
Oh.
those woke white teachers, African American teachers are still weighted down heavily with them in the
Mhm.
building. So all of them need to go. Where they go after that, I don't care. But our kids need to see black teachers because we birth black children. So therefore we can educate black children. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I think that's my problem is tonight. It's just heavy, and you two gotta play a role in this. And I don't like this role I have to play. So and I think showing them, the exit door is okay with me. Because I mean they're failing our kids. So I don't get why we should not only look at it as acceptable, but feel like we have to accept it. They don't accept us doing nothing in their kids' school,
Mhm.
so bye. And since this is the moment, our moment, how many videos we got to see of our black kids being abused in these schools? How many? Black women.
Right.
It's just our moment.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Like I said, I hope we produce more black teachers because they were saying there's a shortage in black teachers as well. The need is not there is one thing where like how in construction we have people that can't get in. They're saying that we really don't have the needed black teachers to fill the roles that are needed for black
what do you mean
teachers.
by that?
Meaning that the white teachers are there because there's not enough black teachers. Is that true or is that a
Hell,
myth?
that's a lie. That's a lie. I mean, look at me. my licenses was revoked. It's a lot of professions where their licenses and certifications are being revoked. So to create this white only workforce, this is what they're doing to minorities. Yes, we've gone to school, but we can also see how the whole anti-literacy law is
Mm-hmm.
back here today. Look who's in
Mm-hmm.
front of them, assuring them that they aren't literate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not us,
Right.
because I say all the time, poverty is not equated to intellect. We've been poor as hell since the boat, but black teachers
Mm-hmm.
still created scholars.
Mm-hmm.
They still had
Mm-hmm.
a high expectation. I don't give a damn what you dealt with last night. You better have my paper tomorrow. So we never made excuses because of their lot in life. That showed us what's in them.
Mm-hmm.
And these people are in our schools. It's a free ride, free check, and they're going to be taken care of. And we've been
Mm-hmm.
silent for so long. And this is our
Mm-hmm.
moment to speak the hell up and say, get the fuck out, like they would do
Mm-hmm.
us. And now they going to even hire us.
Well,
'Cause
we don't have the funding now, and I still say I haven't looked up exactly what Betsy DeVos was doing, but that action could have been critiqued to be able to create those private, smaller classrooms that we all say that the children need as well to break that prison school to prison pipeline that the public schools have created. And so we fight for the public schools funding to stay at it is, but at the same time, we know that the public schools are not functioning and some of it is not all good for the kids either. So something needs to get fixed. I don't know how you fix it, but I'm all for private education as well and being able to create those black teachers and they be able to produce the black scholars instead of black criminals. I get it.
But
But
you know something, Tabby? Uh, I've had a number of kids that was introduced to as a sub who came from schools like Sister Thea Bowman. They came from your private schools. And the school to prison pipeline in those settings, oh, immediately pushed them. Now, Sister Thea Bowman is predominantly black. I
mhm.
mean, the student body. I think it's
Mhm.
only two African American teachers. All the rest of them are white. So when
Mhm.
you start dealing with the private school, our kids are treated harsher than
Mhm.
ever. And even
Mhm.
those with high, crazy tuition,
Mhm.
still the black kids are treated like crap. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that doesn't matter. You're just gonna have people to one love our kids, love our community, and like you said, I wouldn't care if you taught math, whatever subject. Right about now, you hit the nail on the head when you said healing. Our,
Mhm.
you need to come into the classroom ready to heal our students because they've been through so much trauma.
Mhm.
You know, so
And we're gonna heal them through loving them first,
right,
because
exactly.
loving them is not exploiting them.
Hmm.
It's not looking at them as a way to make income, but it's
Right,
about being able
their
to
humanity.
truly, exactly. And
Yeah,
so love wins, and the way we heal is through love. And so I'm looking to see just a collaborative of love going through everything as it relates to the East St. Louis community. And
it has to.
I really just see that it's the time that we understand that we need to really be intentional about healing our children, our community, ourselves, because people have seen and watched from afar from all these other affluent neighborhoods all around St. Clair County and Monroe County. Well, I won't say so much Monroe, but Madison County, St. Clair County, and Madison County, where we're all vacated and left the community as well. You know, myself
Right.
included. I don't live in East St. Louis, but I'm
Yeah.
willing to give my human capital to East St. Louis. I'm willing to do some investments and really some intentional things with some intentional people. That I'm willing to do and move back there as well and be that person that the kids, when they get excited and see me walking through the community and know, oh, that's my teacher. She's a regular person. They get excited
Right.
about that type of stuff.
Right.
And I've done that. And so,
But
overall,
hold
it is.
on. But it's the joy too, because they see us Monday through Friday, and then to bump into us, and that gives validation of this is who we are. Why go to white areas and you giving them all of your best? They see your greatness. They see, your lovely family, but our kids don't. But they the reason your house no paid. You know what I'm saying? So, girl,
And so,
I could torch all of them.
that's our hour right there. So we're gonna have to close it out. But
Okay.
guys, we did air on Facebook. I don't think this will be a weekly thing. I'm just trying out something. We're really trying to drive the traffic to YouTube. So moving forward, it'll probably just be on YouTube until we build our subscribers. We just want to let you know, subscribe, like the video on YouTube. We're pushing it to YouTube. Marshada's kicked off of Facebook right now. So we want to
Shut
be
up.
able to come to you uninterrupted. I don't know. I'm connected to Marty. They might be kicking me off next, but we want to be able to push the traffic to this YouTube channel. So
Right.
subscribe, like. When you see this video, I'm going to share it with some people. Just I'll share it with some people. But if not, eventually, as we pull these women in together, it's going to get shared anyway. So I just want to be able to really have this platform to know that what steps we took. I feel like this is if you want to say our Martha and Mary moment or our Oprah and Gail
Yes.
moment. All right. This
No.
is us behind the scene. I remember when Oprah got their own channel and you just saw them, they were traveling, but you saw all the behind the scene, they were doing it. So we sharing what we're doing, we're producing this ourselves. And so we're self-teaching ourselves on how to do this type of thing. And you're gonna see us grow and get better, especially bringing these women together. That's gonna help us get better. But look forward to us being able to do some exclusive conversations with the women that we bring, these 100 women that we bring for this 500 Black Women Collaborative. All right.
Yes.
I'm Tavi.
I'm Marty.
And we're signing off. Enjoy your night.
Bye.
Bye.